Good morning and welcome to forexforsteadyprofit.com. I use the Commitment of Traders report, which comes out every week on a Friday, and I need to give me an idea of market direction. I analyze the ratios of longs to shorts for the commercials and non-commercials, and I also look at the divergence on the pairs, and it gives me an idea of market direction. We'll just go and have a quick look at the charts. So here we have the Commitment of Traders information in its raw form. You get the non-commercial positions and the commercial positions, long and short, and then you get the change in open interest. And you also get that broken down underneath for longs and shorts for both the commercials and the non-commercials. And we can see this broken down into a graph over a period of time, which also gives us comparatives, which are also very useful to look back on the history. And so we'll go and do that right now. And here we have a graph of the positions over 52 weeks, that's a year, for the commitment of traders of the commercials and non-commercials. And this is for the Australian dollar. This chart is produced by cotbase.com. And you can see here where we got to a low position with the commercials, and we're completely opposite to the speculators, and they've got a long position, so we're short. You can see we had a big drop off in the price of the Australian dollar. Conversely, when we were at a high and very bullish for the commercials, and we were fairly bearish for the non-commercials, that we actually had a hike in the rise of the price of the Australian dollar. This is a very useful tool to be using, and we can show you other ways that we use it and other things that we do with it. So here we have the Australian dollar, US dollar, and we've got the RSI. Now if we put a trend line on the RSI and we wait for it to go above the 69.1 and come back down and cut through it, this gives us a sell signal. Now, this obviously would have been a very good sell signal here. We had a sell signal here indicating this big long fall that we've had. And quite recently, we've had a rise in the price of the Australian dollar, which it's just going through the 50 here, and I'm expecting it to turn back down and cut through the trend line, which will give us another sell signal because we have an extreme position of short the commercials and long the non-commercials on the Commitment of Traders report, and this should be quite a long sustained downward trend, which is always very profitable. Last bit of information, this is Ludwig's divergence calculator, and it works really well, and this helps us with the crosses. These are the currencies against the US dollar, and here we have the crosses calculated, and it gives us a divergence value between the commercials and the non-commercials, and it shows some of the pairs that are of more interest than others. A very useful tool, only available on the Members Centre, and the pairs that are of most interest we do feature on the video on the Members Centre every day, so you get a daily video on those. Welcome. It's the 16th of October, it's a Monday, and it's just after 10 o'clock. We start this morning with the AUD USD. We've had a little bit of strength probably in the US dollar. There was a speech on Sunday from Yellen. There was also another one from Kuroda, the Japanese guy. We've seen a little bit of strength in the dollar and a little bit of strength in the Japanese yen. So we've sort of stalled at what is basically a resistance level just here, and we've got a small red candle for today, nothing really to write home about. We've got a little bit of a crook come up on the RSI. It hasn't cut our trend line. We have a commercial short ratio of 7.42 to 1. Obviously expecting this to go down, but we'll see how long that takes. Commercials ratio short of 1.32. This is the pound US dollar, sorry. Um, we've put our trend line on and the RSI is creeping up it. I think I think this is going to turn down either today or tomorrow. Maybe break through our trend line. As I said, we've got a commercial short ratio of 1.32 to 1. And I'm expecting the downwards cycle to continue. USD CAD hasn't really done much. You know, it's got a short ratio increased this week to 3.95, nearly 4 to 1. We're above the 50 on the RSI. We're at 54. I am expecting this to go higher, but at the moment it ain't really doing much. Euro dollar, we've had a little bit of weakness this morning. As I said, a little bit of strength in the US dollar, a little bit of weakness in the euro. It's come down against the yen as well, so and it's moving down as I speak. We got a commercial short ratio of 174 to 1. We're below the 50 on the RSI, which is nice. We're at 47. So we're expecting that over the week that this is going to lose ground and we're going to come down to recent lows, which would be nice. USD, Japanese yen. We've got a weekly resistance here. We're just down below it. We've got a commercials long ratio for the yen of 3.47 to 1. So we are expecting this to go down, but I thought in the short term we would see more strength in the US dollar. We're below the 50, did I say, at 49. So I don't have a trade on at the moment, and I think there's better opportunities in the crosses. So that's how I feel about that one. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. It could do with a trend line up there actually. I'm expecting this to come back down. We still haven't got a particularly good diversion on the or ratio even on the commitment of traders. It's actually got weaker this week, a 1.67 to 1. So basically I am just watching this go down a bit. If this goes up to the 70 and then breaks back down, that would be a really nice sell signal as far as I'm concerned. Silver, again, we've got our trend line here with our RSI going up it. We've gained quite a bit of strength in silver over the last, wow, what is it? About 8 working days, 8 trading days. It's bounced back up. We have this resistance up here. If it gets up to about the 17-18 mark, I see that as a very good sell. We're coming up to a resistance on the RSI. So you know, if it goes through that over the 70 and comes back down through the trend line, I will see that as a very good sell signal. Again, this is hourly chart. This is oil. I've made the RSI bigger so as you can actually see what's happening. It did cut through it, and it's actually reversed and it's going back up. I'd like to see it go over the 70 and then cut through sharply. We'll see where that goes. Not over crazy about getting back into it at the minute. I've got a couple of small trades on down here. Long term, I see the price of oil a short. So I'm not particularly worried about that. And I'll just show you my Mexican peso trade because 1 or 2 people have asked me about that. So this is my USD Mexican peso. I don't know if you remember it, but that's what I'm doing at the moment. I've still got the trade. I got the bottom trade nicely into profit, and well, if I can get up somewhere about the 19 or 20 mark, so as I can get out um, both trades at break even, then I'm going to hang on to that. But we'll see how that goes. The commitment of traders were very bullish for the pair, uh, bearish for the Mexican peso. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you again tomorrow. Cheers, bye now.